explaining the fifth chapter, The Happy Prince, which is written by Oscar Wilde. The Happy Prince was a beautiful statue. He was covered with gold, he had sapphires for eyes, a ruby in his sword. Why did he want to part with all the gold that he had and his precious stones? It is nice story to read about a royal person who became real humane. Yes, this story is about one statue who every time used to help, but he had to take support of a little swallow who, in order to help the poor, sacrificed their lives. Means Happy Prince and a little bird, little swallow, sacrificed their lives. So, how it goes? There was a statue of Prince called the Happy Prince that was covered with gold, sapphires for eyes, ruby in his sword. The Happy Prince could see the sufferings of the people in the city because it was at the top. But the problem was it was unable to move and help them because it was statue. One day a little swallow, which was on his way to Egypt, landed on the statue. The swallow found the statue weeping. He was very kind and started feeling pity for that statue. He wanted to know the reason. The Happy Prince told him that he could see the people in the city who were hungry but couldn't do anything. He wanted to help and asked the favor of that bird. The Happy Prince helped the seamstress by sending his great ruby through the swallow. Then he requested the swallow to do second task, to take out a sapphire from his eye and give it to a playwright who was about to faint because of hunger and cold. Another sapphire was sent to the match girl. Now the Happy Prince became blind. Three works were completed with the help of Swallow. The swallow decided to stay with him forever, then help the poor by taking the gold off his body and give it to the poor. The weather had become extremely cold. The snow and the frost was there. The poor little swallow could not survive and died. At the moment, the leaden heart of the statue broke into two pieces. Next morning, on the order of mayor, the statue was pulled down and melted in a furnace at a factory. But the leaden heart, that is broken heart, could not be melted. It was thrown into a dust heap where the dead swallow was just lying. On the order of God, in the end, the angel carried two precious things from the city. First is the leaden heart of the Happy Prince and dead swallow. God praised the angel for the right choice. God said that the little bird would sing forever in his garden of paradise and the Happy Prince would praise him in the city of gold. Yes, from this nice story, we specially have got one message that we should be ready every time to help the needy ones. Secondly, we should try to reduce their suffering by giving our one thing or another to them. And it is nice idea to sacrifice sometimes one thing or another to give survival to other fellows who are really needy. Now, think about it. First question, why do the courtiers call the prince the happy prince? Is he really happy? What does he see all around him? He was a prince when he was alive. He could enjoy everything and he was not known to the sufferings, sorrows of the world. So the courtiers used to call him a happy prince. But he was not happy in real sense, as his heart could not feel the misery of the needy persons. He saw the miserable conditions of people around him. This time he was not happy. Now, second question, why does the happy prince send a ruby for the seamstress? What does the swallow do in the seamstress house? The seamstress was tired as she had to do every time overwork. She was so poor she could not buy oranges for her little sick son. Her son was very thirsty at that time. The happy prince saw everything. So he felt pity for both of them, the poor lady and the son. So he sent a ruby for her. The swallow went to the poor woman's house, laid the ruby on the table beside her, and with this the bird fanned the boy's forehead with wings and flew back to the happy prince. Now, third question. For whom does the prince send the sapphires and why? Yes, the prince sent the sapphire for one playwright. First sapphire was sent for him because the playwright was very poor. He couldn't buy any food or firewood for warmth. The prince sent the sapphires for the playwright so that he could finish his play for the director of the theatre in time. The prince sent then his second sapphire to a poor match girl. Her matches had fallen into the gutter. She was afraid that her father would beat her for this loss, so she was helped by the prince by sending her the second sapphire. In this way, both sapphires were sacrificed by the prince. Now, fourth question. What does the swallow see when it flies over the city? The swallow saw many kinds of fellows. He started feeling the pity of all the fellows there. He found that the rich persons were making enjoyment in their beautiful homes. Everywhere there were parties going on. But on the second side, beggars were begging sitting at the gates. He also saw a group of wandering children who were really very, very poor. So all the miseries, all the difficulties were checked by the swallow. Now, fifth question. Why did the swallow not leave the prince and go to Egypt? Yes, earlier there was a great passion in the mind of swallow to go to Egypt. But by chance, when he saw prince activity of charity, kindness, he started helping. Then the happy prince had become totally blind due to the deeds of charity. The swallow became very, very pathetic. She became he became really humane. In this condition, he could not leave the prince helpless. That's why he gave up the idea to go to Egypt and live there forever. And he really died there in front of the statue. Now, sixth question. What are the precious things mentioned in the story? Why are they precious? Yes, it's very important to know that two precious things were first one, the leaden heart of the happy prince, and second, the dead swallow. These are the precious things. They are very precious because they really did very, very great or sacrificing deeds only for the welfare of people and without thinking about themselves, means selflessly. Both did nice jobs. That's why these two things were precious. Now, the little swallow says, "It is curious, but I feel quite warm now, although it is so cold." Have you ever had such a feeling? Yes, it is nice idea to be talked about. Whenever we do something good for others, we first feel the happiness. Like there is nice proverb, if we want to feel the warmth of our home, we should go outside first. So meaning is very clear. If we are very happy in our work, if we are very passionate, we are very firm in achieving one goal, we can never feel any pain, any trouble, or any difficulty in implementing or doing any work. Likewise, the little swallow who earlier had a special passion to go to Egypt, and it was not physically possible for him to stay there for a long, but he retained as his goal of life was changed. Likewise, it every time happens with us. If one work is suitable for our mentality, for our capability, or according to our heart, then we never feel any cold, any difficulty. Rather, our total attention is there to fulfill our desire or our work. At that time, no problem can come. Rather, it is ignored by us. We become totally unaffected by the cold, by the difficulties.